Hello, welcome back to my channel. Adetunji about here again. Today I will be showing you how I retouched this beautiful image of a model I took a while ago, and I'm going to be doing a quick run through of the different processes I took while retouching and editing this photo. Stay tuned. The first step in retouching an image is to take note of certain things and tidy up certain elements in your photo. For example, in my own photo, I took note of the skin color, I took note of the skin texture, I took note of the hair color and the hair texture as well. Also, I took note of the lips, part of the lipstick, to make sure that the spilled lipstick does not actually affect the skin and is looking as reasonable as possible, let me put it that way. Also, I took note of the clothes my model is putting on, making sure that there are no stains, and if there are any ones, I clean them up and make it look realistic as much as possible. So these are a few things to take note of while retouching your photo. I hope you take note of these things and other things as well when you are retouching your own photo. Let me show you how this is before and this is after editing the image. As you can see, this is before and this is after. Let me zoom in for you to see the things I'm taking note of. Now, first thing that comes to mind is the model has a shirt stained, the color is dirty. So for an image that I'm looking forward to put out to as for commercial purpose, I need to take note of this kind of thing. This is not supposed to be there. Most importantly, I'm going to take note of the skin. Now, as you can see, there are lots going on the skin of my model, and which I'm going to show you how I took care of all these different things. The eyes of my model is protected with the sunshade, so it gives me less work to do, to be honest, because I wouldn't have to pop out the eyes, do the eyeshadow and all sort of things like that. All I need to focus on now is the skin. Now I'm going to take note of the lips. As you can see, there's also a lot going on the lips of my model. Our lipstick is kind of spilling off at the top of our lips, so I will make sure that I take good care of this particular part of the skin as well, so that it doesn't look too artificial. The shirt as well, the black part of our shirt, I'm going to make sure that I kind of darken it a bit. So basically, editing images is nothing difficult, but there are principles and there are certain things to take note of. And if you can take note of all these different things, you will find out that editing your image will come out as successful. Now, the first thing that I did while retouching this photo is to do the frequency separation. This is before and after I did my frequency separation, and this is the layer for the frequency separation. Watch out for my video on frequency separation. After doing the frequency separation, the next thing for me was to work on the lips of my model. As you can see here, this is before I worked on it and this is after. So I made use of my stamp tool, clone stamp tool. That was what I used in making sure that the lips is actually okay. As you can see, this is, once again, this is before and after, so you can see now it is just the lips, the part of the lips that the lipstick is touching and not touching the external part of the lips. So going ahead, I actually realized that looking at the image, I can see some things that I don't like on the image. Like, it still looks like there are bits of patches on the lips, on the skin rather, on the skin of my model. So I went ahead to merge all the previous layers into this one layer, and that was where I actually converted it to a smart object, and then I did another frequency separation on the skin of my model, so you can see before and after. So this is the second frequency separation, and what I did was to save my smart object layer, and then as I saved it, the old file, which is the original Photoshop file, is going to reflect what I've saved in my smart object layer. I went ahead to work on the skin texture. Now this is very important. You can see before and after my skin texture. Let me try and zoom in for you to see what I'm talking about. So this is before and this is after. Before and after. So you can see that there are some parts of the skin that looks like it's not really blending with the other parts of the skin, and that was why I thought of working on the skin texture. I created this layer and then I converted it into a smart object, and what I did was to come to the filter. I came to the filter gallery, then I applied the texture, which is texturizer. I applied it on the new layer I created, and as you can see, it has even added more to it, because this is how it was before. You can see before and after. So you can see, and that was why I got this texture on the skin. Now I went ahead to merge the layers into one layer again, where in this layer I worked on the shirt of my model. You can see the dirty shirt. I worked on it to make it look really clean and tidy to an extent. So this was the first step, and this was the second step, to make sure that the color is not dirty and it's clean. And I made use of my pen tool, and I also made use of the clone stamp tool to make sure that the color of the shirt of my model is looking neat and is looking obviously real at the same time. So, and then I saved, and it reflected on the original layer I'm working on. Then after I finished working on the skin, working on the shirt, working on everything I could work on, I went ahead to do a skin micro dodge and burn. You can see before and after. So basically what the micro dodge and burn did was to work on the little patches that I found on the skin, and then having done that, I went ahead to work on the lips. As you can see, before and after, before and after. So I basically dodged and burned the lips to pop it out and to bring out the contour to make it look attractive. This is before and this is after. And also I did some parts on the top of the lips to bring out the texture and also the shape and the form on the lips as well. So before and after, you can see it actually amplified, this part of the skin. See, before and after, before and after. And then I went ahead to do the general dodge and burn, the global dodge and burn on the skin. You can see before and after, before and after. So this is how I actually came about working on this. See, dodge and burn, before and after, before and after. And then I matched the layer into one layer again, and this was where I actually did my color grading on this layer, and I did some work on the structure of the face and the structure of the head as well. So before and after. So how did I do this? After I matched the layer, this was what it was before. I put a color fill to give it the kind of tone I want to give it, and also I did the selective color on the image as well. And I went further to work on the on the structure of the face before and after, before and after. And now I want to show you how I actually use the liquify tool to actually adjust the different parts of the different structure of the face of my model and of the head. Now what I did was to come here, let me see, select the layer, come to filter, and then I did click on the liquify. Now it's going to load, and then bring out the tools and the different things. Now I used the first tool, the forward warp tool, to actually adjust the head, adjust the chin, and also I'm going to use it to adjust this part of the lips. I feel the contour is too much on this side of the lips, and then I'm gonna try to bring it down. You can see, I think it makes some sense now. It's even enough. You can see this shape and also this shape, and then afterwards I'll press OK. You can see now. So if I save this, it's gonna save, and definitely is going to reflect on the original part, original layer, original file. So this is before and this is after, before and after. You can see now. Then after I did that, I still went ahead to do some other form of color correction and color grading. I used the hue and saturation to work on the lips to pop it out, and then I went further to use the black and white layer, where I actually changed the blend mode to luminosity, just to to make it pop out and to give it some form of contrast as well. Finally, I worked on the hair using the photo filter to pop out the gold color of the hair. You can see the gold color of the hair, and that was how I came from this to this. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I hope you have learned one or two things. If you like this video, please click on the like button, and if you would love to see more content that I will be sharing soon, please click on the subscribe button.